In between that, keep this muted for now until we start the ceremony. Which one did you be? Whatever you get, just give me the food. Put it on that table real quick or do I?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to get started. I would like to say welcome to all of you. We are at our third event where we are celebrating with Red Square Dental and Orthodontics to celebrate our District Teachers of the Year for our elementary and secondary levels, Frederick CISD. And before we get started with an official welcome, I would like to bring up our board president, David Torres, to please say a few words.
Thank you all. Yes. Thank you, everybody. You'll excuse me, I am going to be attending another function, so I'm going to have to step out, but I'm going to leave you in great hands with our executive officer, our board secretary, Ms. Letty Flores, who's going to hold down the fort and do a great job on behalf of the school board. And so I'm accompanying my wife to another function. We're going to meet with Congressman Gonzalez, the man with the federal monies. So I have to go and represent ECISD. But I want to congratulate, our honorees. They've done a great job in, throughout the, let me see, where, Zuli and Amanda, Miss Cruz. I've met their families, their parents, their proud mothers, and so forth. We've been through all the functions. This is our third function. This is the good one. This is where the check is actually going to be distributed. To the other ones were rah-rah. We've dealt with the Perez, beautiful Perez family. We went through the Teacher of the Year function with everybody, and now we're here. So thank you, Dr. Salinas, for putting this together and everybody, and I'll leave you in great hands. And once again, thank you very much for all your hard work and dedication and for all you do for our students. And these are the teachers that are at the top of the line and that we all aspire to be. And thank you very, very much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Torres. We appreciate that. And we would at this time like to get started. So it is truly an honor to welcome you all here tonight. This is our third function with Red Square Dental and Orthodontics. And it came about because of a collaboration between our board president, our superintendent, and the CEO of Red Square Dental and Orthodontics, Mr. Pedro Salazar. And what that led to, and they'll talk a little bit more about that, was the Gloria and Perez Teacher Excellence Award. So I'll wait and let them tell you a little bit about that. But basically tonight, we are going to have a check presentation for $2,500 for each of these amazing teachers. So we are all very excited about that, and I'm sure they're very excited about that. I had a brief conversation with one of them, and I asked her, what are you going to do with the money? And I have to say, I thought maybe she'd say, oh, going to Hawaii or something, but she didn't. She didn't say that. She said, you know, I'm going to really make my classroom special. And I just thought, wow, well, that's why they're, you know, exactly. She has a whole wish list for her classroom to make it incredibly special. And I guess that's why they are Teachers of the Year, because they have that kind of heart and they want to make their classrooms the most engaging and special for their students. So before we get started, I would like to recognize a few people, a few special guests here. Mr. David Torres, our board president, of course, he just left. Our vice president, Ms. Carmen Gonzalez. Give her a round of applause. She's not here, but give her a round of applause. Our secretary, Leti Flores. Board member, Javier Salinas. Board member, Dr. Louis Alamia. Board member Leti Garcia, and board member Dominga Minga Bella. And of course, our superintendent of schools, Dr. Mario Salinas. Oh, and I have a long list for this one. Of course, our CEO of Red Square Dental and Orthodontics is Mr. Pedro Salazar. In just a little while, we will also recognize some of the doctors that are here with him, but I'll wait until they come out to say their names. We also have Mr. Baltasar Perez, and that is Ms. Gloria and Perez's husband. So he's here with his beautiful daughter, Marla Perez. At this time, I would like to turn it over to Mr. Pedro Salazar to tell us a little bit more.
Good evening. My name is Pedro Salazar, and I'm the CEO for Red Square Dental and Orthodontics. We have two clinics, this one here and then one on Freddie Gonzalez in Klausner. But tonight it's all about the teachers, right? And we have a lot of patients that are teachers, and we hear all these stories about how they spend all their money on their kids and how they have to drive, 15, 20 miles from their house. And we've been wanting to do something to recognize teachers. And when we had the event with the school district, I was telling them that, my kids went through ECISD. We've always been very thankful for all the effort that the teachers do, but we never say it out loud, right? We think it, but we never say thank you, right? And so for us, this was an opportunity to say thank you. With that said, I want to thank David Torres for listening to me when I called him. He was in Paris when I called him, and I said, we'd like to create this award, and we'd like to have it named after somebody who epitomizes what a good teacher is, right? And I texted him that message, and then shortly after that, I got a call from the superintendent that says, hey, we love the idea, and we'd like to name it after Gloria Ann Perez. And I didn't know her, and he started telling me about her. And I said, this is a very impressive woman. And the things that kind of stuck with me, one, she served the district for more than 50 years. And I got to meet her husband, and in talking to her husband, one of the things that he mentioned is that, she worked out in Economides, which is kind of far away from her house. And people would always tell her, switch over, there's openings here, closer schools. And her thing was always about, no, my kids deserve experienced teachers. So it's important that, that all the schools, regardless of how far away from the center of town, get experienced teachers. And both teachers that are being recognized today are from schools that are out farther away than the center of town. And I just want to thank Mr. Perez for allowing us to use his wife's name. We felt that it was important, one, to give some kind of a cash award, to give some meaning to the award, and then the other thing was to name it after somebody who meant something amongst the teaching community. So thank you, Mr. Perez, for allowing us to use your wife's name. Thank you.
At this time, I'd like to invite Dr. Mario Salinas to say a few words as well, Superintendent of Schools.
Yes, that's the way the story went. David Torres, the president, he goes to my office and he tells me there's a gentleman, a businessman that wants to recognize a teacher with $5,000 donation. And I said, $5,000? And I told him, I have a better idea. We have, in the spring, we have a process where we select the teacher of the year for the elementary and the teacher of the year for the high school, for the secondary, middle school and high. We can take those $5,000 and split it in half, and we can give $2,500 to the teacher of the year for elementary, and $2,500 for teacher of the year for secondary. Why don't we ask Mr. Salazar if he would accept something like that? And so President Torres gave me Mr. Salazar's phone number. I was on a trip to Austin on a workshop. And on my way to Austin, I called Mr. Salazar, and I asked him if he wanted to meet for a lunch date. I wanted to confirm that he really was serious about donating $5,000. I said, let's meet and confirm that. And so we met right here, right next door. And my children and my wife love sushi, but I don't. So I sat down with him and I looked at the menu and he tells me, we have ramen and dumplings and I'll try that. It was delicious. That now when my children and my wife, they come here, you know what, I'll join you. I'll eat some ramen and dumplings. Nonetheless, we did meet. He did want to donate those monies and he, $2,500 each for the elementary and the secondary teacher of the year. The other part of the story, when President Torres asked me, what do we name this award? What can we name it? That Mr. Salazar wanted to name this. Before Mr. Torres finished the sentence, I already knew the perfect name for this award. I said, the perfect name for this award would be Gloria and Perez Teaching Excellence Award. And that, and this is ironic that this is the very first time we do this. The very first time we do this. There are over almost 2,500 teachers in Edinburgh, almost 2,500. Only 2 are selected for this out of 2,500. One was Amanda Cruz from Brewster. And ironically, another one was Ms. Zuli Hinojosa from Economides, from where Gloria came from. The very first time that this award is given, we give it to 1 to 2 teachers out of 2,000, more than 2,000 teachers. And one of the teachers comes from the school that Gloria Ann Perez was a teacher in for many years. That is awesome. Of course, this event started with that discussion that Pedro Salazar and David Torres had in January. And this is happening because of Mr. Salazar and Red Square Dental and Orthodontics. If they hadn't come up with this idea, we wouldn't be doing this. And in one of the meetings that I had with Mr. Salazar, and we had several, to plan several different activities for this, I tell him, I am kind of surprised that we didn't do this sooner, that somebody didn't think of this sooner. This award is very worthy, you know, and the first meeting that I had with you, sir, you mentioned that you read a study how teachers make a difference in the community in a good way. So this is something that we firmly believe in. Teachers do make a difference. Our parents, first and foremost, when they enroll their children in our schools, they want, number one, they want safe schools. Number two, they want good teachers. And this is what this is all about. I am sure that everybody here in this room right now can remember one teacher or two or three that made a difference in their lives as they went through primary and secondary school. I am sure of it. I know I can mention 3 teachers right off the top of my head that made a difference in mine, and I'm sure that every person here can think real fast and name 2 or 3 or 4 or more teachers that made an impact in their lives. And this award, sir, is recognizing these teachers for rising to the top and getting this award. I am sure that for the 183 days or so that they get in front of their children, I am sure that they have made an impact to not one, not two, but hundreds of children that in a way that's going to impact them in a good way for the rest of their lives. On behalf of the entire Edinburgh family, and I have staff all around, Mr. Salazar and Red Square Dental and Orthodontics, thank you for making this possible. You're the one that made this possible. It was your idea, and you broached that idea to us. We made it happen, but it was your idea. And we have subsequently met again, and he wants to expand it, get other businesses to help with this tremendous idea in recognizing our teachers. To Ms. Hinojosa, where are you? Back there with her family. And to Ms. Cruz, both of you, congratulations on behalf of us. That's awesome. You can probably take those $2,500 for a 3-day stay at the Isla Grande at Padre Island. Take your family and enjoy yourselves. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. And I believe every single word that he just said. And one day, one of their students may be standing up here as a superintendent and think back and say, you know, one of my favorite teachers was Miss Amanda Cruz, or one of my favorite teachers was Zulia Hinojosa, and have that memory for the rest of their lives. So that's always, you know, incredibly special. So now you get to meet them. And our first teacher, elementary teacher of the year is Amanda Cruz. Please come up. She has a wonderful PowerPoint presentation for us.
Good evening, everyone. I stand here incredibly honored and deeply grateful for being named District Teacher of the Year. It's more than just a title, it's a reflection of a journey that's been shaped by the people, moments, and memories that I hold close to my heart. Tonight is about the journey that brought me here. I graduated from Edinburgh High School in 2012, and like many young adults, I wasn't exactly sure what to do next. But before I found my way into the classroom, I spent years in another career, managing people, learning leadership, and building relationships. I had a drive and I put it to work at Peter Piper Pizza, and it became my second home. It was in that season that I learned how to connect with people, how to serve a community, and how to build relationships, skills I now use in my classroom every day. Shout out to my Peter Piper family. Thank you for being here today. Several years later, my husband and I decided to start a family. And when our first son was born, something in me shifted. I knew I wanted to go back to school, not just for me, but for him. So I did. I returned to school full-time while still working in management. It was exhausting and chaotic and one of the best decisions of my life. In 2019, while I was a sophomore at UTRGV, I was honored with a recognition that truly hit home, UTRGV's Family of the Year. After essays and interviews, similar to what I just experienced with District Teacher of the Year, I was able to recognize and celebrate my family because they were there every step of the way, every paper, every late night, every test. I graduated from UTRGV the day after my 28th birthday in December of 2021. And by 2022, I officially closed the chapter on Peter Piper and began substituting in our district. Oh. One moment. Did you all see that one? Then came the moment that changed everything. I walked into a job fair and immediately clicked with the staff at Brewster School. There was a few hurdles along the way, but my principal, Ms. Garcia, believed in me from the start. She was determined, and I'm forever grateful. So for the past few years, I've had the privilege of working with the most incredible team, my Spice Girls. Truly the best mentors I could have asked for. Now, growing up, I was obsessed with the Spice Girls. I wanted to be one. So imagine my excitement when I was introduced to the team as the Spice Girls, and I was coming in as Baby Spice. I didn't even call my mom to tell her about my first day. I called her just to say, "Mom, I'm a Spice Girl." A lifelong dream fulfilled. At Brewster, I jumped in headfirst. UIL, ASP, enrichment. This year, I challenged being the ASP assistant coordinator, along with a technology and coding sponsor and a fitness coach. I'm deeply involved in our Brewster Baseball League, and I pour my heart and soul into yearbook, something I've done since middle school. I am also there for my colleagues. I've chaperoned band field trips on weekends, stepped in for our assistant cheer coach, and don't get me started on esports. But I show up every day in every way because this work is my heart. This isn't just what I do, it's who I am. People often say I bring energy, light, and purpose into a room. And I try to. But truthfully, that light is a reflection of the people who poured into me. I teach to ignite that same spark in my students. Teaching is not just about delivering content, it's about creating relationships, fostering a love for learning, and ensuring that every student feels seen, valued, and capable. One of the greatest gifts we can give our students is the belief in their potential. Every child deserves a champion, someone who encourages them to take risks and to step out of their comfort zones so they can see their own worth, just like each of you did for me. I'm gonna let that video play real quick. And that is my Spice Girls, yes. I wouldn't be standing here without the people who believed in me. My husband, my family, my mentors, my friends, and my own children. Each and every guest here tonight, thank you. You weren't invited by accident, you're part of my journey. Whether you encouraged me, worked alongside me, taught beside me, or loved me through the chaos, you helped shape the educator I am today. To my big sister, you're not getting your official dedication just yet, but let this be your spoiler alert. Our bond has inspired a book I hope will one day become a series. Your official dedication is coming. You'll just have to wait until I'm a published author for it. To my dad, who left this world when I was young, I carry his memory with me every single day. I know without a doubt he's proud of the woman I've become. His love and presence are still a part of the story. To my mom, a preschool teacher and the very first educator that inspired me. Mom, your strength, compassion, and dedication lit the path I now walk. Because of you, I believed in myself. You've always shown me what it means to lead with heart, and I am proud to follow in your footsteps. Thank you for being the foundation and my forever role model. To my husband, my teammates in all things, we've grown through every chapter together in life. From the moment I chose to return to school, you've been right beside me. And when I had to give 100% to work and school, you gave 110% to work and at home. Doctor visits, school pickups, dinners, you did it all with patience and love. You continue to pour every bit of yourself into our family, and I couldn't have done this without you. Thank you for always believing in me. I owe so much of this moment to you. And in closing, I would like to extend a heartfelt gratitude to Edinburgh CISD for the opportunity to represent our district at the elementary level. Your belief in me is a privilege I carry with great pride. And a very sincere thank you to Red Square Dental and Orthodontist for making this evening possible in honor of Miss Gloria and Perez. To be named one of the first recipients of the Gloria and Perez Teacher Excellence Award is an extraordinary honor. It fills me with deep pride and gratitude to carry her legacy forward. And I'm truly overwhelmed by the privilege of being a part of something so meaningful. Thank you for bringing this all together and for giving me a chance to share my journey in such a meaningful way.
So at this time, I'd like to introduce Ms. Zuli Hinojosa. She's our Secondary District Teacher of the Year.
Good evening to all. My name is Zulita Hinojosa, and I stand before you elated and honored to serve as the 2025-2026 Edinburgh CISD Secondary District Teacher of the Year. Before proceeding with the special words I've prepared for this occasion, I'd like to direct your attention to the screen up above. You'll find images, or I should say memories, of and with individuals who have substantially played a role in shaping the educator and person I am today. They include my role models, mentors, inspirations, decision makers who facilitate my growth, and of course, my loved ones. And many of them are here in this room with us now. To begin, I'd like to extend my heartfelt thanks to Red Square Dental and Orthodontics for welcoming us into their beautiful facility this evening, and for all that they do to uplift our community. The creation of the Gloria and Perez Teacher Excellence Award is a powerful testament to their commitment to giving back. Their collaboration with ECISD to honor the District Teachers of the Year with this award demonstrate that they are genuinely dedicated to serving the community, honoring educators, and creating new opportunities that make lasting difference, one smile at a time, as I say. This award is a thoughtful and generous way to celebrate education and those who have devoted their lives to it. I also want to thank everyone who helped bring this collaboration between Red Square Dental and ECISD to life. Your kindness in recognizing the finalists and in presenting us with this very gracious award reminds us that the work we do matters. This award demonstrates to the world that the labor, love of sacrifice, dedication, and care that go into teaching are truly recognized and deeply appreciated by this community. You must know that it is creating a permeating effect as I do feel these things. I feel appreciated, acknowledged, and cared for. What makes tonight even more meaningful is that this award carries the name of Gloria Ann Perez, a woman who touched my life in more ways than one. She was present at JHS when I was a student, when I walked the halls there. She was, and still is, the symbol of unity, spirit, and warmth. Her presence radiated kindness and joy, and she became an integral part of the emotional landscape of the school for many of us. When I returned to JHS as a teacher years later, she was still there, still lifting spirits, still embodying what it means to lead with grace, strength, and care. She became not just a cherished memory from my youth, but a living model of the kind of educator I aspired and still aspire to be. In a touching video released when this award was first announced in her name, her brother, Dr. Jim Garza, said that people like her are no longer made. And I couldn't agree more. Her energy, warmth, and generosity were, and remain, truly one of a kind. Whether you passed her in a hallway or bumped into her at a store, as I always did at Dillard's, she always took time to make you feel seen. Her hugs, her kind words, her joy, they're unforgettable. No one can replace her or all that she symbolizes, but we can carry her spirit forward. We can choose to teach with the same presence, purpose, and love that she did. And tonight, as I accept this award in her name, I do so with deep reverence and heartfelt gratitude. I believe she's watching over us now, still proud of the work she helped shape, still beaming with that unmistakable warmth and unwavering love for both life and education. Now I'd like to share a little bit about myself and the path that brought me here. I was born and raised in Edinburgh, Texas, by a family that believed deeply in service and perseverance. My father, Rafael Hinojosa, served in the United States Marine Corps and later worked as an adult probation officer and restitution officer for Hidalgo County. My mother, Maria Estela Hinojosa, has worked as a school bus driver for ECISD for over 25 years and counting. My three brothers and I were raised with discipline, love, and an abiding appreciation for the world around us. My parents both had deep respect for the outdoors, and most of my childhood was spent exploring out in nature. As you can see from many of my childhood pictures, I'm outside holding a rock or next to some plant. I was often outside in tune with nature. I've always been drawn to wonder, curious about how things work, how things grow, and how everything connects. While I don't have children of my own, every student who walks into my classroom is someone I care for deeply, because I know what it means to be loved. I know my family's love for me, and I also know the kind of care and encouragement I receive from my teachers, school staff, and the school system that helped shape me. They made sure I felt supported, understood, and valued every single day. And now I do everything I can to give that same love back to the students I teach. I know what a child needs during the school day to feel safe enough to learn, to grow, and to know that they matter. And I do my best to offer that kind of presence, just as others once did for me. To all the families here tonight and to those tuning in from home, thank you. Thank you for trusting me. Thank you for trusting ECISD with your children. It's a responsibility I carry with deep care. It's a responsibility I carry with deep care and great purpose, and it's one of the greatest honors of my life. My parents instilled in me a strong commitment to education. In our household, school wasn't optional, it was essential. And it was through my time at Edinburgh CISD as a student that I was offered the experiences that would ultimately shape my future. I was blessed with endless opportunities to learn about myself, and through science fairs, cheerleading, orchestra, athletics, and all other things, all of which resulted in academical, social, and personal growth that culminated into this very moment standing before you here today. While I was blessed with an abundance of opportunities, it is the teachers who had the greatest influence on me during my time at school. They were invested not just in my grades or scores, which are important, of course, but in me. They helped me believe in my potential, and they made teaching seem like more than a profession. I was witnessing what it meant for something to be a calling. That's why, when I attended UT Austin, I declared a chemistry major, but I also intentionally took on more courses to formally prepare to become a science educator. To be a teacher was my first plan. Because I knew from a young age, probably around early high school, that I wanted to be in the classroom. I had seen the power of a teacher's presence in a student's life. I wanted to be that catalyst that my teachers were for me to fall in love with learning. So I want to thank all those teachers who played a part in helping me get to where I am today. I also especially want to thank the current and former district administrators, school board members, and of course, campus level administrators at JHS. As a student, I benefited from the choices they made to provide a strong education. As a teacher, I am still supported by those same systems that ensure that I have the resources and encouragement I need to give back to the students with the same care and excellence I once received. Your belief in me, then and now, has made all the difference. I want you to know that through your decisions, I continue to feel safe, cared for, and appreciated at ECISD. It is because of your wise and well-thought choices that I am standing here today. I was equipped with everything I need to emerge as the District Teacher of the Year and the embodiment of what the community deems to be an educator that makes a difference. Now, for the past 8 years, I've taught high school biology at Johnny G. Economides High School. Yes, I prepare students for the STAR end of course exam, but that's not all I do. I've had the opportunity to work with exceptional learners and on-level students. And I truly believe that's exactly where I'm meant to be. Every day brings challenges, but also so many rewards. I try to create spaces where my students feel seen, heard, and capable of discovering the beauty of science in the world around them. I make most of what we have. I take them outside when I can, to the greenhouse, encourage them to ask questions about the thing they might normally overlook. I want them to see that science isn't something that they only experience in the lab setting. Instead, it's in their kitchens, it's in their neighborhoods, in their bodies, in the patterns that they encounter every day. And in showing them that, I hope they carry what they've learned beyond the classroom walls, to share it at home, in their communities, and with others. You must know that I am deeply committed to and passionate about the teaching profession. That's why I currently, and in the past, actively support the next generation of educators by mentoring first-year teachers and collaborating with student teachers in the UT-RGV Teach program. I warmly welcome anyone who wants to observe my classroom, learn alongside me, and engage in meaningful conversations about teaching and learning. Now, I don't just say I'm an advocate for this profession. I work every day to live that out. I continue to grow in my practice through my doctoral studies in the Curriculum and Instruction program at UT-RGV, and through ongoing scholarly efforts aimed at equipping teachers with knowledge, strategies, and tools to keep transforming education into something that's dynamic, inclusive, and deeply meaningful. Thank you for allowing me to share this part of my story with you tonight. And thank you again to Red Square Dental and ECISD, and to every person in this room who has helped shape me as an educator that I've become. It's the greatest honor of my life to stand before you, not alone, in community. Now, I want to end with a message that I've come up with the past 8 years that I've been in the classroom. This is my quote. We learn about ourselves when we let others show us who they are. I live this with my students when they take risks, when they're vulnerable, ask questions, and open up during the learning process. In those moments, they show me who they are, and in turn, I learn about who I am. So tonight, thank you for letting me show you a little bit about who I am. And maybe, just maybe, you've learned something about yourself, because each of you holds something that has contributed to meaningful learning, not just for me or for Amanda, the other district teacher of the year, but for the lasting and exponential impact you have had on our students in our community and our nation. Thank you.
There can be no doubt why they are our District Teachers of the Year. One more round of applause for them both, please. Very extraordinary. At this time, I'd like to bring up Ms. Letty Flores to say a few words.
I'd like to get mad because I'm so mock. I do want to say something. I know how important this is. I had chemo today and I knew I had to come. So I mean, it is so important. The teachers really do a lot of impact. When Dr. Salinas said, I'm sure you can think of 3 teachers. I can think of lots of them, but I do think of my 3 teachers. When he said that, I was like, wow. So I get to serve with one. Minga Vela was my teacher, you know, so. And then Gloria and Perez was my teacher. She would also get mad at us when we get there. And then I also had another teacher in my senior year. She's like, I never thought of, okay, you know, she's like, if y'all want extra credit, of course I wanted extra credit. My dad always wanted us to do extra credit. So she's like, you're all gonna have to learn a poem. And I was like, oh, please. Well, later on in life, I mean, I learned the poem. I got the extra credit. And later on in life, I went to go see the movie Twilight. And there it is, David Frost. The same poem that I learned. And I was like, you're still haunting me. Oh my God. But when the poem came on, I got the word and I was like, thank you, David Frost. So anyway, let me go on with why I'm here. Okay, good evening. It is my distinguished honor and pleasure to be here tonight as we celebrate the academic excellence and the heart and soul of the district of our educators. On behalf of the Edinburgh ISD trustees, I express our deepest gratitude to Red Square Dental. Thank you so much for doing this. And just like Dr. Salinas said, it took a long time, but Gloria and Perez made it happen with you. Thank you. For sponsoring and presenting the Gloria Ann Excellent Award. This award is not only honors the legend of the compassion advocate of education, Miss Gloria Ann Perez, but also the underscore. I'm so nervous. And the enduring value of the community partnerships and lifting those who shape the future of our students. Today, we proudly recognize the two exceptional educators, Amanda Cruz and Zui, right? Zui Hinojosa, as our District Teacher of the Year. These two ladies lead with passion and unwavering commitment to our student success. Their classrooms are not just a place of instruction, but the haven of curiosity, inspiration, and growth. They have impacted countless lives with their dedication and have brought pride and distinguish to our district. Ms. Cruz and Ms. Hinojosa, your recognition tonight is very, very well deserved. Thank you so much. Your embody and the qualities that Gloria Ann Perez Teacher Excellent Award was created to honor the excellence in teaching, the strength of character, the endless drive to uplift every student every day. I'm just reading it now because David was supposed to do it, and so I'm going along with it. So to our entire community, let us celebrate and remain the incredible power of these educators and the responsibility that we all share in supporting them and everything they do for our students. Congratulations again to our honorees, and thank you for making Edinburgh ISD the excellent that you all are as teachers and bringing the students to the future. At this time, I will like to invite the teachers to come up so that we can go ahead and present you with the checks to go to Disney World. I got
it. I did want to recognize Dr. Jed Antolin. He's our lead dentist here at this location. And Dr. Wolferson, one of the most experienced orthodontists in the state of Texas. He's taught at several different universities, and he's given us the opportunity to come and work here with us. So if you need perfect smile, he's the guy to go to.
Okay, can I also have the superintendent and our board members up here real quick so we can do our check presentation? And both doctors, please. Do you want them over here?
Don't get in front of the camera. Mark, don't get in front of the camera.
Right in front of this backdrop. Mark, if you want to come around. Would that be all right?
Huh? I think Mark's about to get in front of me.
We just want to present this check to them. They deserve it. Next year, hopefully we can increase the amount, so that way they don't have to use all the $2,500 towards their classroom. They can keep some for themselves and some for their classroom. But, on behalf of Red Square Dental, congratulations and thank you for everything that you do for our kids.
There you go. There you go, guys. Ready? 1, 2, 3. And again.
And this is the reason that we're here, and this is the reward that they've received for being the District Teachers of the Year. So congratulations again, and thank you for being here. Thank you, Red Square Dental and Orthodontics. Thank you, Edinburgh CISD, Dr. Salinas, our administrative team that walked in, Dr. Garza, Dr. Moreno, Ms. Avila, Ms. Felix. If I've missed anyone, I'm sorry. Yes, everybody, please, thanks again for being here. Please feel free to eat and drink. There are hors d'oeuvres in the back. And thank you all for watching tonight. Good night. If you would like to take